Wade Wilson Housewives of Death Row. This is an interesting group of women. Some of these women work jobs just like you and me. Some are in the military, some work in the dental industry, some are even business owners. Tonight we break down these women starting with season 1 and 2. You will see some of these girls have Wade Wilson tatted on them not once but twice. Some women are engaged to him and even want a baby.
Okay, YouTube Streets Podcast, plug Griselda. We are breaking down the Wade Wives season 1. We got the chart out. We got it cropped to certain points of the chart. We're all the way at the top. This is interesting. We got Courtney on the left, and then I thought it was Jessie, but it's not Jessie. So explain who that is next to Courtney, Griselda.
This is the girl who supposedly is gonna tell her story about the one time she took Wade to some concert down in Florida. Like, he snuck in. It was some country concert, I think. Her name's Chelsea. Now she's like married or engaged with 2 kids or whatever, and she's just like, Jesus saved my life. But she never actually comes out and like tells her story. So if y'all want to say Courtney's been doing this shit for clout, this girl is doing it for clout, not Court. Like,
Well, Courtney, yeah, I understand why people will forever hate Courtney because the support for Wade in the beginning was, it was overwhelming for a lot of people because they didn't understand that Courtney wasn't really never been a victim of Wade. She's always been supporting him. And then now you got to the point where she ain't fucking with Wade for different reasons. Now, it's her reasons, she doesn't like Jessie. It's the same reason Papa Steve don't like Jessie. That's how I look at it. At the end of the day, the main characters, they all seem like they have love for Wade.
oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. And let's all look back for a second and think about there we might all have one person, or you might hold a special place in your heart for everyone that you've been with because you've learned a lesson along the way. You know, Wade's gonna always hold a place in Courtney's heart, and who are we to tell her otherwise? We can't. That's her heart, and that's her thought process, not ours. Why are we gonna sit here and judge her, but we're accepting freaking Allie, who reached out to him while he was in jail, and it looks like she stopped talking to him when all these other girls started coming out publicly that they were talking to him too while he was in trial. But we can accept her. But y'all can't accept Courtney.
Yeah, I see that side doing that. It's very contradicting, very, very.
Absolutely. If you're going to accept one, accept them all. Because at least Courtney was with him in real life. Alexis never was.
But I believe Alexis is branded, and we're going to get to that in a minute. She is part of season 1
she
now.
is, yeah.
She is a branded and bride to be. She's got the two perks, the two I don't know what we're going to call them yet, but Courtney
They're
doesn't
like
have
superpowers. They're like,
oh yeah, yeah. It's like Call of Duty perks they got. So Courtney, so we can see right here, neither one of these top chicks are branded or bride to be's. So just want to point that out. Now let's get down to the next tier. And this is the original Kiosk Call Club Jumpsuit Pablo. So we got Kiosk Kristen all the way on the left, which we all hated her at first. We've seen how she handled Wade. I think we all have an opinion of Kristen is a chick that doesn't take no crap. She did allegedly do some illegal activity, though, allegedly. But at the end of the day, Kiosk Kristen listened to Jumpsuit Pablo's advice and got off the internet.
yes, she did. And guess what? People forgot about her for a little while. We only started bringing her back up when we started missing her. Kristen, we miss you. I don't know if anybody has told you, but you are missed.
Yeah, you won't get judged if you do an interview with somebody like a Pablo. Now, Kristen, you took yourself out of the picture. Let's see what really happened behind the scenes. Let's see. I really want a good interview from Kristen instead of some, her trying to feel like she's against the wall. Now that everything's the smoke has died down, you can actually give like a truthful. Let's see if she tells the truth though. A truthful chain of events that will happen between you and Wade. Went to a bride to be, the first bride to be on this list, Joey Delgado.
Joey, Josephine, whatever we want to call him nowadays. We're not sure about the Josephine. I mean, we're just going based off of what somebody else found, right? But Joey was around for a little while, as we heard. Joey also thought Wade was Billy. So Joey had multiple kiosk boyfriends. Guess Billy was his favorite. But yeah, Joey stayed behind the scenes. He never came out. He was never, um, as someone likes to put it, manifested to come out and tell his side of the story. So
He's a power bottom, right? I'm not 100% sure about like the gay politics, but I know this like Joey. I think with him, every time he's on the phone, he's like, "Man, I wish you were here to kill me," or he would definitely talk crap. There's the recent call we got from Joey. He talked crap about the victims, but before
yeah,
that, it
so
was real
he didn't.
sexual.
Yes, he didn't care that Wade killed women because that meant that there were less women. So I know this is how we hear from, or this is how I've heard it from you guys. No crimes against women or children, but apparently for Joey is the opposite. As long as it wasn't men, he was good. That is Kiosk Kristen's daughter, the failed author, the
Oh
one who
my
was going to write the book about Wade Wilson,
are you serious?
was at the trial, no, at the sentencing with
Right.
Haley. But everybody thought that that was a man sitting with Haley. So it was an interesting little thing there too. The one
We
with the
also
face
seen that
mask.
Michael Ufferman was there as well.
Correct. Michael Ufferman, you can spot his top of his head sometimes in court. He was there as well.
I will say this, Griselda, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, but Kiosk Kristen's daughter writing a book, I would probably rather read her book than Avery Shannon's version.
Absolutely. Are we getting down to Avery Shannon real quick? I know some
She's in
people
season
wanna
three.
some people want to talk about Avery Shannon with me. And yeah, Avery Shannon, her book is complete bologna sandwich. Sorry. Oh,
Yeah, because she kind of lived a little bit through it. She knew she has 5 years of preparing for this. Avery Shannon came in late. It feels like she was there during the phone calls and ultimately, to me, getting kind of groomed into this.
absolutely. And she lived in the area, so she knew what was going on. From start to finish. So, different perspective of someone who was there versus some liar on the internet.
Okay, so we have one bride to be. No one's been branded yet, but we're getting to Bonnie Wiggins. Now, Bonnie Wiggins, you've covered Bonnie Wiggins very thoroughly, correctly. Bonnie doesn't have any calls because of an ongoing investigation that had to do with her being a mule for Wade Wilson and working with the trustees at Lee County Jail. She's got herself in a pickle. Griselda, Bonnie Wiggins, does she deserve to even be on this list?
Bonnie, she does. In my opinion, I don't know, we don't know if they were in a relationship or anything like that, but if he had convinced her to do what she did and get those contraband items to him in jail, I feel like there was at least something more to their relationship. You think, I mean, I don't know how that works if you're just gonna like pick some random girl from the outside um to run it, or if you're gonna like talk them up and like really make them feel special before you get them to do that kind of thing for you.
Well,
So I
well, we
feel like
know.
she was a Wade wife.
Oh, we know Wade too, and we know how he talks on the phone. So it doesn't, when I think of him talking on the phone, especially when it comes to getting a deal done, he's going to be flirtatious. He probably had a bigger relationship with Bonnie. We don't know. So these calls one day might come out, might not. But as of right now, yeah, she's not Brandon. She's not bride to be, but she is on an open case. She's locked up right now. She should have a perk at the top. Currently incarcerated.
Right, right. She's the only one, and it's incarcerated due to being in contact with Wade. I mean,
Freaking
at
Wade
the end of the
Wilson.
day, The way that I look at it, and I don't know like all the details, of course. They say that he was threatening her and whatnot, but y'all know me. I wouldn't have been answering that phone. So getting caught on this was a violation of her probation. She was still on probation from previous drug charges that she pled guilty to.
Okay.
This one, she waived her right to a speedy trial. She pled not guilty, and they're going through with a trial by jury, I believe.
Okay. Got you. So she's going all the way to the gate with that one.
Yep.
Only people on here that's passed away. R.I.P. to Breezy. We didn't really know who she was or what kind of character she was, but she has a lot of friends, and her cousin is crazy, but her friends are not crazy. There's a couple friends of hers, like even Dylan Moon knew who she was, but her cousin or whatever is a nut job. But she's got two brands. She's branded. She had the tattoo. She's the first person I've seen personally in this Wade Wilson universe that had the tattoo. So this is actually going in line perfect. And it yeah, she got a weight tap, bro. And then
On her titty,
on her boobie.
like your
Yep.
song says,
But she,
tatted on her titty.
yep, yep. She's branded, as in she's two perks on her. She's branded, and she's a bride to be, and she's passed away.
Correct. Correct. I feel like we would have gotten to really know Breezy through her phone calls. I understand phone calls from prison not wanting to release them. Um but I don't know, maybe they should speak with her family and see, what they think about it because at the end of the day, like this also gives them a way to hear her voice, right? Um, she was with Wade for a long time, off and on from 2019 to when she passed in this February of 2024. So we would have really gotten to know a lot about Breezy and Wade, and I think he really cared for her. Out of all of the girls, I think Breezy's the one that he really cared about. I don't know
Uh,
why, because
yeah, that was a
we didn't really get a whole lot of their interactions, but he sent her like gifts and stuff. He sent her cards from jail. Like, Jessie, have you gotten a birthday card or anything? I'm not really sure when your birthday is, but did you get a birthday card or is he sending you like I love you like cards and stuff or just like continuously telling you how worthless you are?
I think we can fairly say that Wade Wilson, the longest relationship with a kiosk girl was Breezy.
Yes. Now we know it was off and on and there were other girls involved, but it's my understanding that she knew that those other girls were involved. Kristen knew about Breezy and Kristen was mad because Breezy wasn't putting money on the kiosk. So, I don't know. That's the storyline that I would like to hear more on just because I want to build the character of Breezy in my head and see how Wade was with her and see, if he really did care for her more than we've seen him care for anybody else.
Okay. I don't know if
Oh
this is
my
the bottom list.
gosh.
Which one's the bottom? This is the bottom, right? This is the one
Yeah,
above it.
that's
Okay.
season 1.5.
Oh my gosh. So we're right here of somebody that's still around. She's on TikTok. She has her own business. She has been a bride to be. She's branded. She was given Wade
Twice.
suits. She has two Wade Wilson tats. Not one, but
Yes.
two. Oh
I
my
haven't seen the
gosh.
second one, but there
How
is
are
another one supposedly.
she's double branded. Is that
Double
a thing?
branded.
That's a thing.
It's like top tier in the Wade Wilson Wives megaverse.
So what's her story? Because
Her
DVS is
story keeps
always
changing.
I know her story changes. DVS has always liked her. DVS is always talking about her on TikTok. I guess 'cause she's always on TikTok just like singing. I guess she can sing good, right?
I don't know. I anytime I see her, she's um talking up a storm in her ice cream shop, trying to be nice here. Um of course we don't see the whole shop, but I see her fixing stuff without gloves on. That grosses me out. I'm very much about like you handle food properly at all times, but it's
Why does it
whatever.
say cockroach ice cream at the bottom of this?
Okay, so when we first met Allie, she was living in a cockroach infested camper and still
Oh,
going to her ice cream shop. Yep. Hmm.
okay, okay.
Yeah. But again, you guys, I'm gonna try and be as nice as possible. She's blaming all of like the loss of her business on the negative attention that she's getting since the trial, right? We're
Okay.
adults, right? Are we not all
Right,
adults
right.
here? Nobody's under the age of 18. You're responsible for your actions, and your actions have consequences. Is that something that we've been taught from a very young age?
Yep.
So the way that I look at it is she knew who she was. It's not like he hid who he was and she didn't know that he was on trial for murder, right? She might have believed that he was innocent, but she still knew what he was on trial for. That is her actions, and that's the consequences of her actions. That's the way that I look at it. You know, it's the consequences of your actions. It's not Wade's fault. It's not the people who don't want to go to your shop anymore because they know who you are and they know who you dated's fault. They're allowed to make that decision just like you made that decision to reach out to this man, build a relationship with him, become his fiance, and support him through this. That was your decision, and now you're having to pay those consequences, unfortunately. Does kind of contradict the video that you initially put out in the beginning where you said, I'm not Wade Wilson's fiance. I never wanted to be Wade Wilson's fiance. Like, but you were. And you've since changed that story and you supported him up until the end of the trial. But my question is I need to dive deeper into these messages that Zav Girl's been putting out because there's an Alexis in there.
Okay. Okay.
There's an Alexis in August, and it ain't just about no shoes, baby girl. I know you showed your receipts, and I'm not saying that I don't believe your receipts. Again, I didn't pay attention to if these were messages that were rejected, like he couldn't send them out or what. I need to look more into that. And it could be another Alexis. You know, there's like 3 Sarahs in the kiosk right now, in these messages. So it's just something that I want to look further into because I'm skeptical. I am. I hate to say it, but I am.
Why is she crying in the picture?
I don't know why she was crying at that point.
Is
Probably
this
because
when
her
they
life is being ruined
well, she's not
by,
she's against Wade now,
yeah.
but she has to
Well,
live with those tattoos.
okay, so at one point she wasn't going to remove them. She was going to keep them because that was, part of her life. And to me, that meant that she was still hanging on. Now, they're saying that she's either gonna get them somebody may have offered to do laser removal for her, or she's gonna get them covered up, but I don't know. I
Well,
don't know. I
Alexis,
learned I know one lesson that I was told from a very young age. Never get somebody's name tatted on you. And here we
was
are
it your
today.
mama?
I never get nope, not even that. I'm I won't put anybody's name. Shit, I wouldn't even put my own name at this point.
So in conclusion with Alexis, she is somebody that supported Wade through the trial all the way up to the sentencing, got him suits, did all this stuff, got him branded, got branded, but she has his name twice on him. Probably, I don't think anybody has it like that. It should say times two on there. She's a bride to be, and now she's against Wade Wilson and Team Wade.
Yeah.
Okay, so that now it makes sense when you were talking about Courtney. That was a good comparison, but not really. Alexis went a little bit too far, but I don't think
Right,
Courtney
but we
has Wade's
accepted
added on.
no, we don't we so but we're and I'm saying we collectively as the people who are against Wade, right? The people who are believing that he did what he did and he's where he's supposed to be. We have accepted Alexis, but y'all can't accept Courtney and believe her story, but y'all can believe Allie's story, who has changed. At one point, she said that she moved to the Cape Coral, Fort Myers area 2 years ago. And I don't have a clip of that. It was a live randomly that I caught one night. I didn't realize that that was going to be something I was going to need later on, right? Now she's saying that she met him the night that he committed the murders. And how did that not scare you, Allie? That could have been you then, right? He could have left the bar with you instead of Christine. And then you still reached out to him in the kiosk. Make that make sense.
Oh, she was there that night. This
That's
woman.
her story.
Oh my god, this is getting twisted. Oh
Yeah,
my
that's her
lord.
story now. So, like, as a female, especially a female with children, that would have scared me knowing that that could have been me, right? And she still reached out to him on the kiosk. I can't.
All right, so the next one, Hannah Rose, bride to be. What do you know about Hannah?
We heard one call from Hannah, I believe. Um, she's British and they were in love. They had messaged. She came out before, like around when, the end of June.
I
I feel
remember her
like it was
call.
the end of June. She came out along with Sarah, and they were talking about their messages between each other. I mean, they were talking between each other about their messages to and from Wade. Because they were the two girls that came out first that I can recall. The two girls that came out first, talking about their messages, and they went public with
Yeah,
them.
they were. She was worried. Hannah was like, "Oh my gosh."
Mm-hmm. Yep, I do remember that. As for the bride to be, they did talk about being engaged, on their call, I believe. So, but we don't have a whole lot of information on her. She's laid low. Good for her. I feel like if you did reach out to Wade via the kiosk, however much embarrassing it may be, your best bet is to lay low and pretend it ain't you, I guess. I don't know.
Speaking of that, everyone was thinking I was the Dylan in the messages, right? Well, come to find out, it might be Kelly's brother, Dylan.
I believe Kelly's husband's name is also Dylan. So it could just be other names that Kelly was using once people got kicked off the kiosk. That's what I'm thinking. It's interesting nonetheless. But it is, I mean, I'm also on Reddit fighting that I'm Dylan, and Cake saying she's Dylan too, so we'll never figure it out.
We'll never figure it out. All right, so Sarah, is this Eric's current girlfriend?
No.
Okay, this is a different Sarah.
Yes, this is Kiosk Sarah, Sloppy Sarah, according to to Christy. She's messy. She's very messy.
Oh,
She
okay. I
talked to
never.
Wade
Okay.
for 6 days total, maybe. And I do have a correction. Whenever me and Christy were talking about it, I was under the impression that she talked to him the beginning of June. She actually talked to him the end of June, beginning of July. So it was after he was convicted. Um, so he was found guilty and then Sarah reached out. Um, I don't know why I thought it was the beginning of end of May, but beginning of June for some reason. Um, but yeah, this is the one where like he had told her that he wanted to disembowel her and drink her red liquid from all the holes of her body.
Whoa.
Um, but here's where it gets a little twisted, right? I'm not sure which side disconnected, right? Whether it be Wade or Sarah, but Sarah tried to reconnect with him on the kiosk, and supposedly he didn't accept her back. But if we look at those messages that Zap Girl has been reading, which I like to watch them more on Melissa Jade because she likes to give Vivian a voice and like she just makes it more entertaining. So shout out to Melissa Jade. I really enjoy those messages on your channel. There's three Sarahs. One of them we know to be a doctor. Um, and I remember seeing her name on TikTok as well as on the donations, the doctor Sarah. But there's two other Sarahs in the kiosk right now. Um, so is it this Sarah? Did she get back in touch with him? And is that why she's fighting so hard on the outside? Right, still up in the business, up still trying to stir up shit left and right. Um, this girl,
So I personally, I think I just got a message from Sarah. I really don't know too much about her, so I was just listening. I don't know. I don't know too much about her. I know that she's been around, and her and Allie have been going at it, right?
right, right.
Yeah. So that's all I really know.
I know she's gotten into it with Christy. Her and Allie had a yelling match on somebody's live. I don't know. I just don't
Got it.
understand why she's so involved for having 6 days of contact with him. That's what gets me. That's what I want answers on. For 6 days. And well, let me call you on a lie real quick. I love doing that. So I remember you saying that you didn't have to pay for your calls from him, right? You might have had like 3 calls or whatever with him and you didn't have to pay for them. And then whenever y'all disconnected, you got your money back from GTL. For why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why you
Make it
had
make
money on there
sense.
in the first place?
That's
It
funny.
doesn't make sense.
The GTL game, that was funny too.
Oh, I love the GTL. I can't wait to play the GTL game again.
That Friday we're doing it again. We'll get it. We'll have it ready by the end of the week. Friday Night Lives is what we're gonna start doing and taking over Friday. That's our slot, 10 p.m. Y'all. Okay, so why is Olga the jail counselor on this? I don't understand this.
Because I don't even know
And
if
why
her
they
name
acting like
was
they
Olga.
and why they act like they ain't got a picture of her? Like she's all
Well,
up on
because it
law and
was
crime.
probably a lie. Um,
Oh, I see that. Okay, okay.
this was something that Wade had told to either Hannah or Sarah or both of them that he was hooking up with his counselor while he was
Oh
in Lee
man.
County. Yeah, that's why Olga got added, and we don't know. I don't remember the name Olga coming up. Did we just name her that by chance, or I don't know if that really was her name, but yeah, poor jail counselor, and going to his DRs where he wanted that nurse to massage him privately. I don't think Olga would have fell for that, honestly, but we don't know. That's one that we're left in the dark about.
Okay, so Bree, she's on the most anticipated list, or is this a different Bree?
Yes, this is the one that we put on the most anticipated call list. Bree was going around saying that she was in contact with Wade. She was sharing their messages. I never caught any of this. This was a different side of the Wade Wilson TikTok that I never stumbled across, so this is just what I've gathered along the way. I believe she was using the name like Breadwinner or something. I don't know,
Salute
but
to Breadwinner
she
Reaper.
swore that she was Wade's favorite. Apparently, they were engaged, and she got a WW tattoo somewhere too.
Okay, so she's branded. She's a bride to be. We gotta start calling this something. This is like a double up poop emoji stamp or something. You know what I mean? It's like you double. Like, how do you have every single layer? Like, come on, lady. Like, you're a bride to be and you're branded. Your calls haven't been released yet. I know they're on the way. Is this the one that ended up being cool with Courtney?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I'd have to check with Courtney, but I don't think so.
Okay, okay, gotcha. But yeah, so Bree, your calls. I believe in this last batch. I'm hoping. Well, I'm not
I'm
hoping, but
hoping I am because I want to know because I miss like I said I missed that part of it on TikTok, so I'm trying to catch up and figure out like who she is and like where she is in this story.
and you never know. Some of these might have a secret tattoo and not Brandon's because I'm going to get to the next person, Miss Andrea. Andrea was a thing for a minute. Andrea cheated on her husband. I remember this one. You had a whole
Right.
drama thing with oh man.
Yeah.
But so she's the one that was out in the car on the
Hmm.
calls while her husband's inside the house with a whole family, and she's a bride to be. That is disgusting.
And she was pregnant.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
And in
Oh,
the messages, she's messaging Wade like right after labor, right after delivery. She was messaging Wade. So that one's an interesting one. We don't really know a whole lot about her other than she had a husband, two kids. One was in the oven, now since has come out of the oven, and they were engaged and they were going to live happily ever after. She just needed to take care of business in her house so that Wade could come home to her.
and they obviously had some kind of fallout because you don't really see her now.
Right. We I really want to just take those messages and break them down one day. But that's gonna be a lot of time that I don't really have. Uh, and just kind of see like who stopped talking when, and of course, like who these same girls could have reached out to him once he made it to prison and when he had his tablet, and we'll never know. So
Okay,
we'll
we're on
never know.
the bottom of season 1. Here we are.
Oh wait, while we're talking about that, um, we have I have seen the idea of people saying that Jessie had access to his tablet. She's got it jailbroken. She can see and she can write. I got confirmation on what a jailbroken tablet is like. Okay. A jailbroken tablet makes it work like a regular phone or tablet, and Securus does not work at all. So, for his messages to still be Securus, that would mean that it's not jailbroken. They actually can't do it on death row anymore because they've changed like their cases on their tablet so that they can't even access it. Um, Maybe that's what he was trying to do by digging at the charger port. He was trying to get access to it. Not sure there. But that information coming straight from another inmate would tell me that his tablet was not jailbroken in Lee County, nor since he was in prison. So we can throw that idea out the window.
All right. So this is the bottom half right here. This is, I mean, not the bottom half. This is the straight the ankle leg of this chart. Let's start with the left. April, strong arm April.
Oh, Haley. So a lot of and April was trying to make people think that she was just a really good friend to him. Um
She's not branded and she's not a bride to be. Or no,
she's
you know
n-
what? That
She's
needs to
not
be
branded
updated.
that we know
No,
of.
no, no, no. This needs to be updated. She's a bride to be. I seen messages with Zav girl. I seen messages.
Yeah, he was gonna put a baby in her. She was gonna end up with one of those vending machine babies, I guess. Um,
Oh lordy.
so yeah, she was just I don't know. She was out here, she was fighting on the YouTube, I mean on the TikTok streets. She was fighting for her man. She flew from Texas to Florida to be there for his sentencing. Little did she know Jessie was there too.
So
And how many
Jess,
other girls did he have there that we aren't aware of, right?
so Jessie, and she is next on this list. I think they need to put her all the way at the top now because obviously she runs this whole operation.
Does she though? I mean, yeah, she's the legs on the outside, but Wade is the one controlling what goes on and what Wade is the it
So
doesn't
she's
need to all
branded.
be on
So
her.
so
Yeah,
where's
she's
Jesse's?
branded.
Where's her tattoo at?
I don't remember if I was told maybe her forearm.
Oh Jessie. Oh my god. And she's a bride to be.
And I
And she
think
has
she
the money
has
though, power
two
attorney.
tattoos.
Oh, she's double branded. So
I
Jessie.
believe so. Remember in one of the calls, he wanted her to get another one on her forehead. She wanted it in his handwriting, which, don't get me wrong, was actually like a really cute idea if it weren't Wade Wilson. Like, do that with your grandma. Get your grandma to write, I love you, and get your grandma's hand, or like, you don't need to be doing that with Wade Wilson, but that's just me.
So she's double branded. She's a bride to be, and she needs another little poop emoji stamp of power attorney.
Correct. Now, if we go by what Steve has said, which I don't know where Steve is getting his information from, he says that Jesse's not power of attorney anymore. I don't know where he would have gotten that. That could have been from Candy, Wade's adoptive mom, but that could have just been something that Wade told Candy. We don't know. We don't know. But the last that we know from Jessie, she was his power of attorney.
Okay, so now we have her sister next to her. I don't know anything about her sister, so I'm just going to let you go ahead and tell me.
I don't really know a whole lot about the sister either, if we're being honest. I know that the sister lived in Cape Coral this whole time. I have a lot of speculations. My understanding is all of Jesse's family wants nothing to do with her now, so the only one that she has is her sister Kaylee. That's who she's living with in Cape Coral now. So if this is all a big Ocean's 11 scammy thing, right? Um, I feel like Kaylee is a big player in it. I feel like she's somebody who, like, she's accepted what Jesse's doing and she's doing it with her.
Okay. And then we got Marion Worth, which Marion Worth is a real person, but we don't know. If we think Jessie might have just threw her name in this, saying that she's a family member of Wade's, right?
Correct. Um, again, we're going from what Steve has said, that there is no Marion Worth in his adoptive family or his biological family. Then the story changed after Steve came out and said that, and that it was just someone so close that he considered family. But if we listen back to the messages, I mean the phone calls, he got a message from Marion Worth, and he like that was the first he had ever heard of her while he was on the phone with Jessie. So I personally think that Jessie sent that message. I don't think Marion Worth was ever a person actually involved. I think it's a name that Jessie found on the internet and decided to put all of this on. Because if you go back to Team Wade making an announcement, at one point they were like, At one point, they said, "Yes, Reddit, you got Marion Worth right." That's the only confirmation we ever got, right? So I think she was fake. I think that Jessie just picked her out of an internet Google search.
Unfortunately, she gets put in a lot of memes and stuff, and maybe we need to try to contact the real Marion Worth because I do see there's a name there and there's a picture with that name, Miss Valerie.
Val, I believe she's
You know Val.
Yeah, I was trying to think of where she's from.
She's the social media gal from.
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
yes.
So
We've heard some of her phone calls recently. That's who he talks about his lawyers being chicken nuggets with. Val runs the social media. She creates all the videos. I guess they ended up not, hiring that social media person after all that Kelly was supposed to be doing. So Val, had to do all of that, but they said that Val was, real slow with her videos. And man, I hate to break it to Wade, but like just learning how to do these videos, like Plug has a lot more experience at that than I do. So I get pointers from him from time to time, but I'm doing this on my own, and it's not like a quick process unless you're just throwing up some pictures like I do sometimes. So it's a process, and she's learning. He did not give her any slack on that. I understand he was on a time crunch, but like he didn't realize what all it took on the outside.
well,
He
they
just
didn't
wanted it to be
expect.
done.
I think they didn't expect this so much blowback. I don't think they expect Jumpsuit Pablo, YouTube Streets, Griselda to come so hard at them, and it made their social media. They couldn't they couldn't respond quick enough to everything coming, so they just like fumbled the bag.
Oh, absolutely. They thought that, it was just gonna be supporters that they would be getting the attention from. I don't think that they expected all of us to really be like contradicting everything that they say or calling them out for stuff. They weren't prepared for that. But even like back whenever they did their Courtney interview, I remember in the phone calls, like them saying that it was taking, or Wade saying it was taking too long to come out. Like, it shit takes time, dude. Plus, you're looking at like a big time difference between being in the States and I cannot for the life of me remember what country Val resides in, but
Well, she's Ukrainian.
remember them saying like she was in a war zone or something. And that may have been why she ended up quitting the team. That's all that I'm aware of.
Okay, so last one on this season, we got
Alexandra. So she was on the team, and I believe she had a real good connection with Wade. She's the one who put the Ari email supposedly in the trash bin, right? And then Kelly found it. Um, but the thing is like Jessie and the team convinced him that she was catfishing him because she's gorgeous, right? They convinced him that she was catfishing him, and that's why he kicked her off the team. And I think that that was strictly based on Jessie's jealousy. She wanted to be the only girl that he was devoting that time to, but I mean, maybe the only one that was open about it on the team, but girl, we know you were not the only one. You probably still aren't. You can't track that man's paper mail.
okay, so we know in conclusion that to me, in my opinion, the ones that didn't get branded, the ones that did switch up and flip flopping, as long as they're not going back to Wade, as long as they're keeping it the same now, I'm gonna give them grace. The ones on here that are still in contact with Wade, like Jessie, she maybe Val might be still. I don't know. I know she could be V. They were saying, but I don't know. And then
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
think so.
so
I think she's done. I think she's cut ties with them.
okay.
Um, But I really do think that, like, a lot of these people have learned lessons. They've seen it for what it is. You know, a lot of them are saying that it took like hearing the phone calls and seeing um his interrogation videos, seeing his arrest, seeing, you know, a lot of things that we didn't see during the trial, right? It took that for them to really see that he's not innocent. And they should be given grace for, and I'm not gonna call it flip-flopping like other people are, because it's not that. They've just come to the realization of what it really is. And they realize, you know, that they were trying to support something because they thought that he was getting unjust treatment, when in reality it's not that. They shouldn't be judged for that if we're not going to judge them all. We can't pick and choose, right? If we can pick and say that, you know, shame on Kelly for being a part of this, but oh, we're gonna love on Alexis and we're gonna build Alexis up and all of this, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why not everybody's getting the same um treatment when it comes to that, but that's a personal thing for me, I guess, that maybe I'll figure out.
Well, this was our first season. I know it said 2 seasons on that chart, but really, that's like season one. You got to put like, I don't know. I feel like that's all one season right there because Jessie has to be season one because
Oh, definitely not. Jessie's not season one, because she didn't come in until later. She's only really been involved with this man since June.
okay, so I'll put 1 and 2.
Yeah, yeah, this is season one and two. Because season one was where it was entertaining. Season two was where a lot of the Team Wade stuff was happening, and that's whenever Jessie started incriminating herself. See, Jessie, do you want to come up and play the telephone game with us one day? Maybe you've gotten better at not incriminating yourself on a recorded line. Girl.
Do you think some of these girls are punching the air because Jessie has access to the money? Like Kiosk Kristen, she could have been Jessie if she just stuck with it.
Kiosk Kristen, I don't think so. Um,
Oh, she got locked up. I forgot about that.
yeah, I think she's punching the air in a different kind of way. Like, yes, it's not me. Like, what's his name at the end of Breakfast Club? Like, she's punching the air for a different reason. She's happy about it. I would assume so. That's how I
Right.
would be. I would
Right.
be happy as can be, because word is, how do I say this? She's being investigated by the three letters.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that whole thing.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So that's the word. Allegedly she's being investigated. So, you know, look at how many people missed out on that. Darn.
Y'all don't really know what you started. Pardon, wait, ain't get no pardon. Tommy wants that go for New Orleans. You know that Jessie's ballin' like she's playing in the garden. She's tiptoeing her Jordans. You ain't getting no Morgan or Morgan. You know you pay for a mortgage, yeah, those damn donations. Now all of you wanna forfeit, yeah, you play your hating. Brandon, they got 2 tats. Brandon on they damn ass. Brandon on they forearm. Brandon on they titty though. Some of these bitches got 2 tats. Some of these bitches got weight tatted on their ass. Man, some of these hoes, they branded times two. Some of these bitches want PP, some of these bitches want poo. No Vivian, you gotta be shitting me, she just doing the minimum. You know there ain't no forgiving, now I'm forgiving. Gon' kill him and kill him again. Bonnie Wiggins was flipping him, Kiosk Kristen was shipping him. Kelly thought she was fixing him, but Jessie was out here just pimping him. His dad showed the wimp in him, he can't even talk to a man like he talks to a woman. Andrea on the phone, talking to Wade while she had a baby in her oven. And her husband, that's disgusting, man. One thing is to be cheated, next thing is to have a fetus. Man, I still just can't believe it. What the fuck you damn achieving? Why you so obsessed with Wade? Just tell this truth, you stupid bitch, you just want to get laid. But it's way too late, he done met his fate. You gon' be there that day, you done showed your traits. Fuck your JPay dates, you ain't show no shame. You don't say the victims' names, hell no. Tryna get you right at the kiosk. Tryna get you right at the kiosk. Yeah. Please, 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 please. I seen it all, been there and back. Please take weight and give her back. This shit weird, yeah, this shit whack. I'm done, that's that. If I ever see Lorenzo, yeah, I'm gonna get him slack. You know Jessie in the back, and she got her ass a rack. I ain't talking about a tits, but I'm talking about a stack.
Hello?
7 days.
7 days? Oh my god, I'm gonna die next Monday?
Yo, Jessie, where that cash at? You lost a lot of weight, where that ass at? Lost your job, unmasked that. You try to sue me, but I'm past that. No, I'm not, man, I just had a flashback. This bitch done hit some drugs and her ass cracked. She tried to get the weight through the glass, yeah, but that she got suspended through the tablet. The stupid ass bitch don't make
flip me back around, shove wasabi
sense. But she make dollars, you know that she pimping out weight, make them holler, yeah. Another damn wife on her roster. Can't deny that this bitch ain't no rider, yeah. I seen it all, been there and back. Please take weight and bring her back. This shit weird, yeah, this shit whack. I'm done, there's that. Cause we getting high, probably telling about the jetty. I see Eric, he be riding on a stolen Jessie. Then they should let Wade die from the Fetty. Boy so scared he can't grab on the teddy. You know Jessie, she be so messy, all up in his messages, yeah, she so petty. You know she gon' drive that foreign like it is a Chevy. And she still got the cans on the camper from the wedding. Why she looking through the window? Keep staying on the web, girl, you a widow. She so stupid, she think Wade's on death row. Cause he can't hear, nah bitch, he a dead bro.